All right, so today we're going over how to format the cover sheet when you're making a portfolio for a TSA event. So Ms. Payan and I have both emphasized that a big part of scoring well and competing well in a TSA event is the written documentation, the portfolio. So first of all, here's today and tomorrow's schedule, and here is what I added, okay? So by midnight tonight, do not do this at midnight, okay? Just do it in the next 20 minutes. You're going to create a cover sheet for your first TSA event. We're going over it in Zoom today. And then the way you'll do this is you'll create a Google Doc and follow the formatting guidelines on pages 4 through 10 of the documentation style guide, which is in this green folder right here on Schoology. So what's due today is the cover sheet. It's literally just, you're gonna create a Google Doc and you're gonna add 3 lines, but please wait to do that, okay? I know that when you have done projects or portfolios for stuff in school, maybe you showed some personality and made like a cool font, or you made it really big, or you added a picture, and that's fun, but that is not what TSA involves, okay? TSA wants a very specific format, and so what I did is in Schoology, I clicked on the green folder that we told you guys was important, TSA event guides and portfolios, and then right here in all caps, portfolios, documentation style guide, okay? It looks like a bunch of written information, and it is, but seriously, they tell you to the T exactly how to do your portfolio. So I'm going to make this full screen, and when it loads, I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so this is the Colorado TSA documentation style guide. I want to make it a little less huge, so hold on. Okay, and then it talks about why documentation is necessary. And then right here it says, where are the rules? Those are those competitive event guides. So there's the national event guide, and then the Colorado specific ones that we just shared with you guys in Schoology and in Google Drive, okay? And in those event rules, it will specifically say under regulations what has to be in the portfolio. So some portfolios require a lot more. Like you have to build it and then test it, and you have to have a trial log, and you have to have all this stuff. Some portfolios just require a sketch and a table of contents and a LEAP response, and that's it. So you need to look at your specific event guide that you've already had access to see what goes into your portfolio. Okay, the next page just talks about the actual folder, and we have those for you, okay? But here is where it starts giving some specifics. So it says your documentation should be on an 8.5 by 11 paper, so regular paper. It should be printed on single-sided unless stated in your event rules. So everything, like no 2-sided papers. All entries are in English. And then this is important. A lot of students want to start by putting their name on it, because in school we tell you to put your name on everything. Do not, okay? There should be absolutely no identifying information on the project other than your identification number. We don't have those yet. We'll get those closer to the competition. But let's say that you know one of the event judges, and maybe they really like you, or maybe they don't so much like you. Just kidding. But you don't want any bias. You don't want anything like that. And so we just want to put our team identification number, but you don't have that yet, okay? So everything you do for TSA, everything you do, should be an 11 or 12 point font. Not huge, not tiny, but regular, like what you would see on a paper from a teacher. So 11 or 12 point font. Do not try to shrink it to fit on the page. Do not mix and match your type size. Everything is the same size, okay? Your font style, it says a standard font such as Times New Roman or Arial should be used throughout the documentation. It says, yes, it may be boring, blah, 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 but you need to pick 12-point font and Arial or Times New Roman, okay? Line spacing, it says unless otherwise stated, it should be single spaced, okay? And when you're using bullets, single space, double space between numbered items. So, like I said, it is very, very specific, but if you do the 12-point font and the Times New Roman or Arial, that puts you in good shape. Okay, we don't need this example very much, but right here, okay, this is the cover guide. And I don't know why it's larger than 12-point font on their example, because that's not what we're doing. But this is what you're doing today. Literally, it's not going to say digital photography, but it's going to literally have 3 lines on it. So you'll open a blank Google Doc. The way that you can do that, I'll show you in a minute, but you want to have it in your Google Drive. Okay, every portfolio should have a cover page. It should have the event title, the conference, city, and state. So it will be Denver, Colorado, and then the year, 2020. Again, no other identifying information on the page. And then it says, that's it, plain and simple, no art, no graphics, no sketches, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's the title page. Okay, so it does say the title page is different than the cover page. The title page is the first page inside your portfolio, okay? And then it's very similar though in what it needs. So you're just making one today, okay? It's gonna have the event title. So if you're doing rubber band car, you're going to say whatever the title is, rubber band car, or if it has extra words, Denver, Colorado, 2020. Do not worry about an ID number. We do not have those yet, so we're not doing that yet. Okay, so one more time, this is the documentation style guide inside the TSA event guides and portfolios. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to open a Google Doc. I know you know this, but I wanna make sure I showed you. The best way to make sure it's saved in your Google Drive, which will automatically save, is I'm gonna actually open my Google Drive. I'm gonna go to New, okay, and once it loads, okay, JK, where is it? Oh, okay, New Google Doc. So you're creating this Google Doc. So one more time, I was in my Drive, New Google Doc, okay. Then you're going to space it out. You're gonna make your cover sheet. And the other thing I want you to do is change, oh, sorry, I know there's a couple things in the chat, one sec. Change it from untitled document to your name, because right now you're just sharing this to us. So on the portfolio, you're not gonna put any identifying stuff. But since you're just sharing this to your teachers, okay, you're gonna put your name and then the event that you're in, okay? So Joni Mandrich, CO2 dragster or whatever, okay? The very last step that you need to do by today, by midnight, is to share this. So you guys have shared Google Docs in your life, but you're just gonna go to share. You're going to add myself and Miss Pion, okay? If you don't know how to do that, you just start typing the person's name and it will come up, and then you're gonna send. So Miss Pion, I just sent you a random Google Doc with almost nothing on it. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share and I'm gonna look at the chat. Okay, yeah, thank you, Miss Pion. So I want to see if there's any questions. Basically, let me just go through the steps one more time and then I'll take questions. You're going to create a new Google Doc. You're going to name the Google Doc your name and the event you're doing. Then you're going to pull up that documentation style guide and you're going to make one cover sheet with your event title, the city and state, and then 2020 in the middle of the page, okay? Are there questions on what we're asking you to do? Okay, I'm gonna